I know that you never lied to me, unless you lied to yourself. I know that you really tried for me, same way I tried to be someone else. We were too far into a story we told ourselves had to be true. I thought it was right, at least for a time, till the story we told just fell through.
Today we are shooting a non-traditional wedding. I guess this isn't the first time I've ever done this. I've done a sunrise first look before, but never in Chicago. So that's a first for today. We got Blakely and Matt on the docket, and we're about to head over to North Avenue Beach, which is one of the best views of Chicago. And we're gonna do their first look right into portraits and then their courthouse ceremony with their family at 9 a.m. So it's gonna be a doozy because it's still 4:13 in the morning. God help us.
Hey, Studio Eric here. Just want to provide some more clarification before we get into this whole thing. You may have seen full behind the scenes wedding photography, wedding filmmaking videos on YouTube before, but I just wanted to let you know that this one's going to be a lot different than your standard run of the mill, talk to the camera, show you all of the technical things. And please pay attention to this part because it's going to provide a lot of context to what's going to happen over the next I don't know how long this thing's gonna be. But this one is going to be different for a handful of reasons, and I wanna go over those reasons with you real quick. This was a non-traditional wedding, so just get that out of the way right away, because I know a lot of people will be critical in the comments like, I never shoot a wedding like this isn't helpful, whatever. It's very different. It was shot over 2 days. It was a Friday and a Saturday. An early morning at the beach for a first look, a courthouse ceremony after that, a dinner with family, and then the next day a cocktail reception with a lot more people. We'll get into that more, but just to preface it with that. Secondly, I did a really poor job of planning for this BTS shoot, and it's partly why I didn't really share it until now, but we have a lot of footage and I'm here for the voiceover to give more clarification about what went down. My associate filmmaker, Jesse, was there shooting alongside me for video. Now, this was a unique situation. When we booked this wedding, it was right around the time where I was in talks with Jesse about becoming an associate filmmaker. So we actually booked it in a way where he was lead shooter and then I was going to edit the film. The thing was, he was only available Friday and not Saturday, so he shot on Friday, and then Colin, who did my BTS on Friday, ended up being my second shooter on Saturday. So that's why you won't see as much behind the scenes stuff and a lot more voiceover on the second day. One of the most important things here is that it is going to be a very technical breakdown of how I shot all of this, but I also want to do a dive into my philosophy and how I connect with clients and that process of what it looks like to be comfortable with people when you're photographing them, when you're filming them, and showing you that outside of just the technical things, because I think the philosophy part is actually even more important, and that's what I'm all about, and that's what I want to share with you guys. Lastly, as I mentioned, I held off on making this video for a long time because I thought it wasn't going to be good enough and I knew it was a huge project, but I want to continue doing this more often, both on YouTube and my new Patreon. So I'll maybe explain that more later. Just look at the description or a pinned comment or wherever. I'm sure you'll find it. I want to be doing more behind the scenes on shoots, both here and more long form on Patreon as well. So be on the lookout for that. With all of that out of the way, let's go back to the Indiana Jones wannabe in his kitchen at 4 a.m.
I am putting on my two 5D Mark IVs. That's what I always shoot weddings with, Canon 5D Mark IVs. Rocking it on my Holdfast Moneymaker double camera leather strap. If you're interested in getting one of these guys, the link is in the bio. Basically what I do at weddings is I shoot prime lenses. So no zooms. This is a 50mm, this is a 24mm. It's usually what I end up doing at the beginning of a wedding day to get a more photojournalistic look. I have one lens with more compression, more reach and bokeh, portraits, that kind of stuff on this. And the 24 is more of what's happening, quick, really fast, pull it to my face, wide angle of whatever's happening around me. And then later in the day, I'll probably switch it up and get to like a 35 and an 85 for more reach and a bit more of a closer wide angle for portraits as well. And then I carry this Ona bag with other lenses in here, like my tilt shift lens for creative portraits and the 85 like I mentioned earlier. Jesse today is going to be rocking the 1DX Mark II for video in a cage and a monitor. He has my 35mm right now. We have our Mavic 2 drone that will be flying over the lake for sunrise, which should be sweet. And I have my ugly JBL Clip 3 speaker here that my son decided to drop multiple times and looks ridiculous. I clip that to my Holdfast, which is amazing. And then I play jams from my phone on the speaker. Another awesome thing about the Ona is that you have a spot for extra memory cards where I put right there. And then I have 2 extra batteries, LPE6s for the 5D Mark IV in that pocket. And it's an amazing combo because you have 2 prime lenses, 2 different focal lengths. Well, you strap this guy across the chest, and then you have options for multiple lenses at your disposal at any point. You just whip this open, grab it, switch it. I feel like that was a Daft Punk line. Grab it, switch it, buy it, trace it, shoot it, rewrite it, buy it, switch it, shot it. All right, coffee's done. We're just about ready to go. This is gonna be amazing. Okay.
You see, Blakely and Matt are that kind of couple that you wish was every couple. They didn't want their wedding to be the traditional route that everybody else takes, what their family and their friends did. They wanted it to be something special, something to remember, something that they would actually love. And so they wanted to do a courthouse ceremony on that Friday. And since it was the morning that they were doing their ceremony, I suggested a sunrise first look. Whenever I shoot this early in the morning or in this kind of setting, I always like to set the scene. And obviously you need to shoot at high ISO, but that's okay because the story is more important. And as far as portraits go, I like silhouetting the subject against the bright sky and then flipping 180 degrees and photographing them the other way with the sky being the key light. Again, a pretty dark first look, but still just really focusing on the emotion. Shooting with my 35 and my 50. And then after that first look, I always love taking some time just to pal around with them, make them feel comfortable, recall everything that's happened so far. They got up at 2 a.m. and then getting some candid stuff that's happening while they're getting comfortable and, feeling out how portraits are going.
Go ahead and kiss again. Kiss. So now we're working with the reflections in the water and just kind of getting their heads above the skyline and the reflection in the water as well, turning out to just be epic. Are you kidding me right now? Oh my goodness. I'm dying right now, guys. Guys, this is blowing my mind right now. It's so good. Okay, let's go this way a bit. Yeah, Jesse's gonna get you guys walking, so go ahead and walk just like you were. Yeah, keep walking. Oops. Don't want sand on that. I got my tilt shift between my legs.
Yeah, you do. Can you guys lean in for a kiss right there?
We're about 10 minutes to sunrise. Got all of the silhouette shots I could ever dream of. That's exactly what I was hoping for. And so I'm just really, really excited and thrilled about what's been happening so far. But now we're gonna do a little session where we turn on music. We're gonna let them dance and just have a moment together. And it's gonna be magical. To have some time to just be together, like figure out what the heck is happening right now.
Yeah.
Take all of it in.
Okay.
I'm gonna play music. And just like use this time to reflect on everything up until this point. Reflect on everything that's about to happen today, tomorrow, all of it, okay? And just take it all in.
Yeah.
And forget we're here, all right? Sound good?
Okay.
I made sure that I had all that it needed to.
I love this time because it just gives them a break from all the nerves and all the things that are going to happen. And although this was a non-traditional wedding day, this just gave them the time to figure out what was going on, how important the day was, and just have some time together that's just really special and nostalgic. Things that they can look back on and remember. I love mixing up a wide angle with a 35 in these situations and getting tight with a 50 as well. And then if things get stale, I might ask them to refocus and remember just the beginning of their relationship or how they came to get to that day where they were standing in that moment. Getting those intimate touches and feels and details. Just allowing them to be themselves. No, I asked Blakely and Matt to write notes to each other, but in the hustle and bustle of all of everything, they forgot. And so Matt, being the absolute stud he was, went off the cuff and told Blakely how much she meant to him. That's the end of part one. I decided I'm going to make this a 3-part series, so make sure you're subscribed if you're not subscribed already, so you can see the next 2 parts of this behind the scenes series they'll be coming in the next few weeks. And yeah, if you like this video, please give it a like. That helps my channel a bunch. Comment below if you have questions. Would love to talk about this stuff. And the most important and exciting thing, Patreon. I started one, so go ahead, check it out in the description. It's going to be $10 a month. And you can check out all the things you'd be getting by becoming a patron on my Patreon. Exclusive PDFs and ideas and in-depth tutorials and more behind-the-scenes stuff like this. So if you're interested in that and been wanting to support me for a while, please go check out the Patreon, become a patron, support the channel. Love y'all. See you in the next one, Squad fam. Peace and blessings. Getting out from here. Should I do a bit that's like I fall on purpose? Oh my goodness. Sorry about that.